Hey there, my yogi friend. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Veronica, if you don't know me yet, and this is going to be a deep hip opening class. You may want 2 blocks for this practice, otherwise you shouldn't need any other props. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to come into a child's pose at the back of your mat. And take your knees out as wide as you'd like. Bring your big toes to touch. Extend your arms forward and rest your forehead on the mat. Let's take a big breath in to begin. Exhale it out. Begin to bring your awareness inwards, noticing your breath and noticing how your body feels today. Take a few breaths here to let your thoughts go and come fully into your body, becoming present in this moment. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale it out. And whenever you're ready, make your way up onto all fours, stacking your shoulders above your wrists, hips above your knees. We'll move through a few cat-cows to warm up the spine. On your inhale, drop your belly, arch your spine. Exhale, press into your hands, draw your belly button in, round your back. Inhale to cow. Exhale, round to cat. Continue for a few more breaths at your own pace. And let's take one more of each. And slowly bring your spine back into a neutral position. Extend your right leg behind you. Bend your knee, pointing your toes up towards the ceiling. On your inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, take your foot towards your head and your head towards your foot. Exhale, round your back, take your knee in towards your nose. Inhale, leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round your back. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Knee towards nose. Round your back. Stay for the inhale. And then step that foot in between your hands, coming into your crescent lunge. Stack your right knee above your ankle. Bring your hands to your front thigh. Press down to lift yourself up. Press your hips forward and down. Inhale, reach your arms above you. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Exhale, release your hands down in front. Bring your hands to the floor or a pair of blocks. Inhale, lift and open your chest. Exhale, take your hips back for half splits. Flex your front toes towards your face. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, bring the bend back into your front knee. Exhale, take your hips back, straighten your front leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, bend. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale. Inhale, bring the bend back into your front knee. Bring your hands to your front thigh once again. Press down to lift yourself up. Inhale, reach your arms above you. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Press your hips forward and down. Exhale, release your hands in front. Step your right leg back into your tabletop position. Extend your left leg behind you. Bend your knee, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. On your inhale, arch your spine. Take your foot towards your head and your head towards your foot. Exhale, knee towards nose, round your back. Inhale, lift and arch. Exhale, round, knee towards nose. 3 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Stay for the inhale. On your exhale, step that foot in between your hands for low crescent lunge. Left knee stacked above your ankle. Bring your hands to your front thigh. Press down to lift yourself up, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, reach your arms above you. Press your hips forward and down. Exhale, release your hands down to frame your front foot. Hands to the floor or a pair of blocks. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your hips back, straighten your front leg. Flex your toes towards your face. Inhale, bring the bend back into your front knee. Lift and open your chest. Exhale, take your hips back, half splits. Inhale, bend. Exhale, take it back. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring the bend back into your front knee. Bring your hands to your front thigh. Press down, lift up. Shoulders down your back. Inhale, reach your arms up. Shoulders down away from your ears. Exhale, release your hands down. And this time, step your left leg back and press yourself up into your downward facing dog. You can begin to walk out your dog if that would feel good here, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe swaying your hips from side to side, or taking whatever other organic movement would feel good here to wake up your spine and begin to wake up the hips. And slowly come to stillness in your down dog, pressing your hands down firmly into the mat, drawing your heels back, chest towards your thighs. On your next inhale, take your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, open your hip, bend your knee. And stay here or take a few hip circles, making those circles as big or as small as you'd like. Breathe into it. Inhale, square your hips back to center. Take your right leg back long. Exhale, step that foot to the outside of your right hand, coming into lizard lunge. Roll back and forth a few times on your back heel. Lift your chest. Inhale, step your right leg back, downward facing dog. Inhale, take your left leg up behind you, 3-legged dog. Exhale, open your hip, bend your knee, and stay or take those hip circles. Continuing to breathe. And square your hips back to center, reach your left leg long behind you. Exhale, step that foot to the outside of your left hand, lizard lunge. Roll back and forth on your back foot. Lift and open your chest. Exhale, step your left leg back, downward facing dog. Inhale, take your right leg up. Exhale, step it to your right hand, lizard lunge. Inhale, step it back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lizard lunge to your left. Step that foot to the outside of your left hand. Exhale, take it back. One more time each side. Inhale, take your right leg up. Exhale, lizard lunge to your right. Inhale, step back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lizard lunge to your left. Inhale, step back. Downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, take your right leg up. Exhale, open your hip, bend your knee. Press equally into both hands, both shoulders pointing forward. Inhale, square your hips back to center, reach your right leg long. Exhale, step it between your hands this time for high lunge. Stack your right knee above your ankle. Press out through your left heel. Rise up. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Tuck your tailbone and draw your belly button in towards your spine. Press out firmly through your left heel. Exhale, release your hands down to the inside of your front foot. Toe heel your right foot to the outside of your mat, lizard lunge. Exhale, step your right leg back, downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, take your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, open your hip, bend your knee. Keep pressing equally into both hands. Inhale, square your hips back to center. Exhale, step it between your hands. High lunge, root down, rise up. Shoulders down your back, soften your ribs. Press out through your back heel. And tuck your tailbone. One more breath here. Exhale, release your hands down to the inside of your front foot. Toe heel that foot to your lizard lunge. Inhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Inhale, take your right leg up behind you. Exhale, open your hip, bend your knee. Inhale, square your hips. Exhale, step it into your high lunge. Root down, rise up. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist, straighten your front leg. Inhale, bend your front knee, lower your left knee down towards the floor to hover. Inhale, rise and straighten. We'll do that 4 more times. Exhale, lower and dip your left knee. Inhale, rise and straighten. 3 more times at your own pace. Keep tucking your tailbone in and lifting your belly button up and towards your spine. Take 1 more. Inhale, rise back up into your high lunge, front knee bent, arms reach above you. Exhale, release your hands in front. Step your right leg back, downward facing dog. Inhale, take your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, open your hip, bend your knee. Inhale, square your hips, extend your left leg long. Exhale, step it between your hands. Root down, rise up into your high lunge. Bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Tuck your tailbone. Straighten your front leg. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Lower your bottom knee down to hover. Inhale, rise and straighten. 4 more times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. 3 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Last one. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise back up into your high lunge, front knee bent. Exhale, release your hands in front, step back into your downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, look forward, step or jump through to your forward fold, feet together or hips width apart. Release your neck. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands to the floor or your shins. Exhale, fold forward. Root down, inhale, rise up with a flat back, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. And from here, step your feet out as wide as your mat, pointing your toes out about 45 degrees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, come down into your Malasana, Yogi squat. Bringing your hips down towards the floor, knees pointing towards your feet, hands together in front of your heart, elbows to the inside of your thighs. And if this feels too intense, you're always welcome to sit on top of a block. And if your heels are lifting off of the mat, you can always roll up a blanket and place that underneath your heels. Press your palms together, lift and open your chest. Breathe. And then release your hands down in front of you, shoulder width apart. On your inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Begin to straighten your legs. Exhale, squat back down. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Continue at your own pace for a few breaths. Inhaling as you lift your hips up and exhaling as you release back into your squat. And just take 2 or 3 more. And whenever you're finished, release back down into your squat. Bring your hands together one more time. Press your elbows in towards your thighs and your thighs in towards your elbows. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands down in front. One more time. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling. And this time, toe heel your feet together into your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Root down into the floor. Inhale, rise up into your Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands together in front of your heart. Bring all the weight into your left leg. From here, step your right leg back, coming into your warrior 2. Back toes pointing towards the long side of your mat. Front knee stacked above your ankle. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Gaze over your front middle finger. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Take one more breath here. Inhale, straighten your front leg, bring your hands to your waist, turn your left toes to point towards the long side of the mat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale. On your exhale, side lunge to your left. Inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, side lunge to your right. And continue at your own pace, moving from side to side. Try to line up your knee with your toes. Take your hips back. Engage your glutes as you rise up. Inhale to rise. Exhale as you bend. Slow, controlled movements. Take one more each side. And the next time you're over to your right, either stay here or option to extend your arms out in front of you or lower your hands down to the ground for support or onto a pair of blocks. Option to take it a little bit deeper and come down into a seat, lowering your hips down towards the floor. Point your right toes up towards the ceiling, flexing your toes towards your face. It's okay if your left heel is lifting off of the mat. Lift and open your chest. And if it's accessible to you, lower all the way down into a seat. Turn your left knee in towards your right and find a twist to your right. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Twist back towards your left. Open your left knee out to your side. Lift yourself back up into your side lunge. You can use your hands for support. And wherever you are, inhale, straighten your left leg. Walk your hands towards the center of your mat. All 10 toes still pointing towards the long side of your mat. On your exhale, release into your forward fold. Either stay here or walk your hands in between your legs, pointing your fingers away from your face. Press your hands into the floor. Draw your chest in closer towards your legs. Ground down through the outer edges of your feet, pressing down through the outer heel. Take one more breath here. On your inhale, walk your hands back forward. Come into a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, rise up. Bring your heels in towards you, so toes will be pointing out about 45 degrees. Hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, come into your goddess squat. Lowering your hips down, knees pointing towards your pinky toes. And inhale, rise. We'll move through these squats a few times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Keep sending your knees towards your toes. Move at your own pace. Engaging your glutes and your hamstrings to lift up with control. And take a few more at your own pace. And the next time you're down in your goddess squat, bring your hands to your thighs. Pressing down, we'll hold for a few breaths. Breathe into it. And take one more breath here. Inhale, rise up, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Turn your right toes to point towards the long side of your mat and your left toes to point towards the top of your mat. Coming back into your warrior two. Line up your front and back heels, left knee stacked above your ankle. Extend your arms. Take a big breath in here. Exhale it out. One more inhale. And exhale, side angle. Take your left elbow to your front thigh. Reach your right arm up and over, palm pointing down. Ground down through the outer edge of your back foot, lifting your arch. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release your right hand down to the inside of your front foot, squaring your hips. Walk your left foot out to the left side, coming into your lizard lunge once again. An option to stay here or lower your back knee down to the mat. Untuck your toes. You might stay here or lower down onto your forearms if that feels accessible to you. You can also bring your forearms down to a pair of blocks. An option to walk your left foot out a little bit further, opening out the toes about 45 degrees and coming onto the outer edge of that foot, flexing your toes towards your face. Either stay here or come back up onto your hands and take your left hand to your thigh, finding a gentle twist to your left. Take one more breath here. Release both hands down in front. If you're on your forearms, come back onto your hands. Close your left knee in towards you. Untuck your back toes. Step back into your downward facing dog. And take a breath or two here, noticing the difference from side to side. On your next inhale, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Root down, inhale, rise up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Bring all the weight into your right foot. Step your left leg back, warrior two. Adjust your feet, front and back heel alignment. Extend your arms, gaze over your front middle finger. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Take a big breath in and exhale it out. On your inhale, straighten your front leg. Turn your right toes to point towards the long side of your mat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, side lunge to your right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side lunge to your left. Continue moving at your own pace. Slow and controlled movements. Making sure your knee is going over your toes. Engage your glutes and your hamstrings to press up. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you bend. And the next time you have your right knee bent, either stay here, option to extend your arms out in front of you, or release your hands down to the floor, coming onto your fingers or onto a pair of blocks. To go a little bit deeper, release your hips down to the floor, left toes pointing towards your face, and then option to come all the way into a seat, turn your right knee in, find a twist to your left, bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Exhale, come out of your twist, open your right knee, lift up into your side lunge, lowering your hands down to support you as you lift up. Straighten your right leg, walk your hands underneath your face, coming into your halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. And stay here or bring your hands to your ankles. Take your chest towards your thighs. Ground down through the outer edges of your feet. And take one more breath here. Release your hands back underneath your face. Walk your hands forward, coming into your halfway lift. Bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, rise up. Turn your heels in towards you, pointing your toes out 45 degrees. Hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come into your goddess squat. Inhale, rise. And we'll continue for a few more breaths. Exhaling as you squat, inhaling as you rise. Keep sending your knees towards your pinky toe. Tuck your tailbone, spine nice and lengthened. And take a few more. Next time you're in your goddess squat, bring your hands to your thighs. We'll hold for a few breaths. Take one more breath here. Inhale, rise back up. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Turn your left toes to point towards the long side of your mat. Right toes towards the top of your mat. Adjust your feet so that you have your front and back heel aligned. Bend into your right knee. Come into your warrior two. Extend your arms. Gaze over your front middle finger. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to your side angle pose. Right elbow to your front thigh. Left arm reaches up and over, palm pointing down. Breathe. Peel open your chest. Left shoulder draws back. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release your left hand down. Square your hips. Coming into your lizard lunge, toe heel your right foot out to the right side of your mat. Both hands to the inside of that foot. Either stay here or lower your back knee down. Untuck your toes. Option to come down onto your forearms, either to the floor or a pair of blocks. And then option to walk your right foot out a little bit further. Point your toes about 45 degrees, keeping your knee in line with your toes. And then open that knee out, come onto the outer edge of your foot, flex your toes to protect your knee. And stay here or come onto your hands. Take your right hand to your right thigh. Find a gentle twist to your right. And breathe. Take one more breath here. Release both hands in front. If you're on your forearms, come back up onto your hands. Bring the sole of your right foot back down. Lift your back knee off the mat. Step back into your downward facing dog. Yeah, maybe bend into one knee and then the other. Take a few breaths here. And when you're ready, come down into a seat. Extend your legs out in front of you. We're going to come into Gomukhasana, which can be a pretty intense pose for a lot of us. So I'm going to offer a couple of variations. Please take the variation that works for you. So extend your right leg in front of you, bending your left knee, stack that knee on top of your right. And this could be enough for you today, or if it's accessible to you, bring your hands behind you, bend your right knee. So you'll have the left stacked on top of your right, and you'll have your heels in close towards your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine, reach your arms above you. On your exhale, fold forward. If in your forward fold you have a lot of rounding in your back, especially in your upper back, I recommend sitting on top of a block or taking that previous version with the leg extended. Flex your toes to protect your knees. Keep your spine lengthened and breathe. And this is a pretty deep stretch for the outer hips, and a lot of us have a tendency to be tight there, especially if we have the kind of lifestyle where we're sitting for a lot of the day. So if we have like a desk job, so be gentle with yourself. It's okay to take some of the previous versions. And over time, I promise you'll build the flexibility to open your hips a little deeper. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Slowly begin to walk your hands back up towards your legs, bringing your spine into a neutral position. We're going to come into double pigeon. Again, this is a very intense pose, so please take the variation that works for your body. I'm going to offer a couple modifications. You're also welcome to stay in this previous pose for a little bit longer. So to come into double pigeon, bring your right shin as close to parallel to the front of your mat. And then stack your left ankle on top of your right thigh, just underneath the knee. Left knee out to the side. Flex your toes to protect your knees. If that bottom knee is floating off of the mat, you might support it with a block. If you have a lot of space in between your right foot and your left knee, you can also support it with a block. You're welcome to stay here, just lifting and lengthening through the spine. Or if it's accessible to you, begin to walk your hands forward, keeping length in your spine. So once again, if your back is rounding a lot, especially the upper back, you might take one of those previous versions before coming into this deeper variation. And breathe into it. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere and see if you can soften a little bit more. Notice what comes up. These can be very intense poses that can bring up a lot of emotions even. See if you can stay as the observer, noticing your reaction to the intensity. Take 1 more breath here. And slowly walk your hands back up, bringing your spine up into a neutral position. Uncross your legs. And maybe just windshield wiper your legs from side to side before we move to the other side. So we'll come back into our Gomukhasana. Once again, I'll offer those variations, so feel free to stay at any stage that feels right for you. Extend your left leg in front of you, bend your right knee and stack that knee on top of your left, taking your right heel in towards your left hip. This could be enough for you here, or if it's accessible, bend your left knee, take your left heel in towards your right hip, stacking your right knee on top of your left. Lift and lengthen through your spine. Inhale, reach your arms above you. And exhale, fold forward. Keep the length in your spine. Flex your toes to protect your knees. Let your breath be smooth and steady and natural. And you might notice that each side is a little bit different. It's perfectly normal to have one side a little bit more open than the other. So just pay close attention, see if you can take a different variation on each side. Flexibility is something that comes with time and patience and mindful practice. Take one more breath here. And slowly walk your hands back up. Once again, feel free to stay in this or come into your double pigeon. So taking your left shin parallel or as close to parallel to the top of your mat as you can. Stack your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Flex your toes to protect your knees. And then once again, you can support this pose. If you have your left knee floating off the mat, bring a block underneath there. If there's a lot of space in between your bottom foot and your top knee, put a block there or pillow, whatever you have available to you. Inhale, reach your arms above you, lengthen your spine, and either stay here or fold forward. Try to keep the length in your spine. And breathe. Notice if the intensity is causing you to fidget or to do anything you can to get out of the pose. And see if you can stay with it, so long as it's not a pain that is leading to injury. So one of the things that's also important in your flexibility and in becoming more flexible is being able to recognize what is a pain that is going to lead to injury and what is a kind of tension that is going to lead to growth. So as you move into these deeper hip openers, see if you can recognize that difference. And take one more breath here. Slowly walk your hands back up. Bring your spine into a neutral position. Very gently uncross your legs. And before we move down into our Shavasana, you might want to windshield wiper your legs from side to side. And whenever you're ready, scoot your hips forward and roll down onto your back, coming into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Extend your legs out in front of you. Arms can come by your side. Begin to soften your breath. Let go of any last little bit of tension. Feel free to stay here longer if you'd like. If you're ready to close this practice, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, roll over onto your right side, curl up into a fetal position. And gently make your way up into a seat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a moment to notice the effects of this practice on your body and your mind. And we'll close this practice with a big breath together. Inhale. Exhale it out. Bring your hands to your third eye center, bringing gratitude to this practice. Thank you so much for joining me, my beautiful yogi friend. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this class and feel a little bit more open in your hips. If you feel inspired, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will help me to keep putting out these free classes for you to enjoy. Also, feel free to let me know what other kinds of classes you're looking for. Put a comment below, hit that like button if you like this video. And once again, thanks so much for joining me. If you're looking to deepen your practice and go a little bit beyond the random YouTube video, I want to invite you to take a look at my online studio membership. I offer Vinyasa and Yin style classes. I bring new classes in each month, and everything is designed as a special topic or a series to take you deeper into your practice, to refine your practice through tutorials and classes that progress into a deeper or more challenging practice as the month goes on, based on that specific topic for the month. So if you're interested to see what else this practice has to reveal to you, you can find out all of the information in the comments below. I have the link there to my membership, and you can browse the kinds of classes you'll find in there. Once again, thank you for joining me and have a wonderful day. Namaste.